All right, we are in the Driving Legends 9-hole cup. I'm in my odd account, so I'm gonna play pro. And I did do a walkthrough the other day, and I practiced some of the holes, but I don't have any notes, so we're just gonna go out and play. My whole goal today. My whole goal today is I'm actually gonna work on some notes, and my whole goal is to establish what club and balls I'm bringing, and then I may or may not qualify today. Might qualify tomorrow and use those notes to now start to work on shots to the cup and then go from there. So we'll see. We'll see. Hole number one. Hole number one. Let's go look at it. So and we had, what kind of wind was that? That would be, so the wind's blowing at this angle. So if we were trying to take this shot, we've got a little bit of tailwind. I'm not sure we can make it over in pro unless you bring out a big ball. And I'm not sure I'm willing to do that today. These 9-hole cups, that weekend round, you just need to pop off a massive score, so you need to get as much drops as you can. So like familiarizing yourself with the holes, and then on the weekend. These types of tournaments, I need to go through and mark up all of the par fours because I really need to focus on the low-hanging, see if we've got what kind of low-hanging fruit we have in the par fours. I think more than likely I'm just going to be shooting right where my opponent is shooting. I'm going to try and force myself today, but since I don't know any numbers to the cup, I'm going to try and force myself to just shoot just where I'm at in my club and see like what I need to do. 6-3, that wind is blowing pretty nice for us. We would definitely have to bring out a power 5 ball if we wanted to go that way. We definitely would. Definitely. 6-3. I'm going to do 6-9. So we'll say 7. So there's 2, 4, 6, 7. Hitting it perfect. I saw Dunner left me a comment and was talking about adding onto my grid so that I can center my ball up. That if you're leaning, sometimes I am leaning on purpose. Like you may see me leaning towards the nubs, and I'm doing that on purpose, but not always. And sometimes I will be readily admit that sometimes if I feel like I'm running out of time, I normally, like my normal MO recently has been the ball starts off here and I'll let it go by once, and when it comes back through, that's when I release. But if I feel like, but this process over here on the right hand side takes a second or two, and if I feel like I don't have enough time that it's going to get back, I'll snap it and just release on the first time by. And my normal MO is I look down and I try and center my ball up while it's going through, and once I feel good, I look up and catch the spot. But if I try and let it go on the very first time through and try and snap it off, I don't have time to look down here. So I'm sure on those that it's not always centered. I'm sure of it. What's up, Dunner? You could call me. Cataclysm. Minimum cataclysm. What is minimum cataclysm? 1.7. 2.3. 8.1 divided by 2.3. 3.52. Grid would help. There's 350. And the 2. Getting it perfect. Man, that was way off. Pull wise, I'm not sure what happened with the distance there, but pull wise, I definitely needed to add on or do something. Hole number 1. I'm going to bring an APOC or an extra mile, actually, in this account. My extra mile on this account hits farther than my APOC 6. So extra mile on a power 5 ball. And go to right, or excuse me, go to left is what I'm going to do in the weekend round. So if we're getting tailwinds here, if I bring out a power 5 ball, especially if I can find a power 5, if I have a power 5 ball in this account that's got 0 wind, so I can make the wind as big as it can possibly be. The whole deal is that on the other side, it's not going to matter. If we make it to the other side, that's all that matters. Hole number 2. I got some notes for that. I'm going for that hole. I think you almost have to. Now, obviously, if you get out of bounds or you get stuck in the trees or that shit, it could ruin your round. But if you can just make it over here, even if you're caught up, you still got a great shot at it. But if you can get over to the other side, you are eagle time. Eagle time. Gotta go for it. That's a par 4. Make some notes here. This is a par 5. The par 5. And this would have been a good hole to write notes down on. I'm going to bring my extra mile. I might not have to bring my extra mile in, Ricky. Where I want to get is I want to get as close to this transition right in this wedge as I can so that I have the rough bump. And if I remember correctly, if you leave yourself up short back here, you could struggle on this rough bump. So we want to bring, and you can fix that in several ways. You can bring out a power 4 ball or a bigger power ball so that if you do end up a little short, you can still make sure you're in the area. You may not need it on the drive, but it may not hurt you on the second shot. It may be nice to have. It might be. It might just be. I think that might be the bag. And I'm going to bring a Titan. And bring a Kingmaker. Why not? We'll live dangerously and bring a Kingmaker. 1.1 times. And it seems to me that we were doing something on the shot, in the second shot, that we were doing like 10%. I know I said this the other day, and I probably... it says 0, so we'll try 0. We'll try Tommy 0 and see if that works. I have no idea if that's the shot that he's setting up on that. That's the whole deal. You can look at those numbers and they mean something, but they don't mean anything. Here we go. Here we go. If I pull back from the red line, I don't think I do, but if I do pull back from the red line, I may switch to my big Tapa. How is it I can play these holes and then a day later I can play them again and I don't remember? Don't remember, just play it. Just play it, man. Yeah, we're not pulling back from the red line. That's for damn sure. Not in pro. In pro, we need a bigger ball. Maybe. We might need a bigger ball. Eight, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 9. Isn't it perfect? We'll see if we can get her out there. I forgot I was playing pro, not rookie. I'm still too far. I might still be. I think the only thing that's going to make that good is I brought a power 5 ball. And I'm a little too far to the left. I would prefer to be to the right Like I'm almost dead center in the middle of the fairway, and I would prefer to be to the right a quarter. We will see, but I think in pro I do need to do something. I was at 438 or something. Where's my opponent? 397. Yeah, I'm way too far back. Oh, no, I am. I'm good. There's minimum club. There's max. I got it. So I'm at minimum club. So minimum cataclysm is 1.7. I want to try and be right there. 7.4 divided by 1.7 is 478. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 78. Isn't it perfect? I think I pulled into the sand. Yep. Ooh. I did get in the rough, but I overpulled that. And I was trying to underpull it. That sand was definitely distorting the rings. I was pulling and it wasn't moving them. I was trying to get myself into this position right here along this line so that I could pull and not involve the sand. But I would have needed to pull over to the right a little bit more. I think I didn't have enough side spin. Maybe. Today's a practice day anyways. I should have missed the putt on the first one. I don't necessarily want to qualify today, but if I do, I suppose I do. There's nothing you can do about that, but ideally I didn't want to. We will try for this though. No reason not to. Perfect. Just barely falls in the cup. I was trying to leave myself a great to the right, or a perfect would go in. Close. Well, I left it on the edge right there because if I hit the great to the right, it would be right on the edge of the cup, and it's all about speed. So if your speed's right, it might just fall into the cup. But if your speed's not quite right, it'll just roll past it. Perfect. All right, that was nothing to write home about. So what was that hole? Let's look at that hole real quick. Was that hole number 3? No, that was hole number 2. Hole number 2, I was going to be like, wow, my notes are really screwed up. Extra mile, power 5 ball. You could probably take a power 4 or 5. Plus 0 to cup. With a cat. And my cataclysm hits at, with 1.3, oh, excuse me. I'm writing down my numbers for my 77 account, not my odd account. 1.7, 2.0, 2.3. Hole number 3, here we go. All right, my goal is, I don't know what the deal is, but to be in this area right here, and there is a rough bump that you can do in the off of that hill face to get to the cup. And once again, I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to be tempted to add on wind, but I'm going to start it. I want to shoot the second shot at 0 so I can see where I'm at. Let's take the extra mile and I believe the side spin might be helpful on the second shot. We will take that bag. We will get her done. Old Bridge Park. There is so much movement on the course out in this area that, like, trying to get the shots with it rolling over the hill and going downhill, and this is going downhill. There's so much movement out here that's throwing your ball off in different directions. It's difficult. A 2-ring great to the left probably didn't do their shot any good. They would have missed even if it was perfect. It would have been right into the sand. And they would not have gotten out, so the 2-ring great helped them. Do 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 do. I'm just going to leave the wind in and try and hit it straight from there and see where that gets me. It's all about the end, whether I hit that little hill with the rough pad at the right angle so that I roll off of it or I bounce over it like that. Perfect. Perfect. It might be just... that's okay. I could be a little bit shorter than that and I'd still have I'd actually, my angle to the cup, because you're trying to use this hill. So if you're out in this area, anywhere out in here is good. The closer you get to the rough area, the more you're coming in like this. If you're using this hill, you got to put side spin on it to bring it back around. So if you're hitting it way down there, having a 3 side spin ball would definitely benefit you. If you have a 2 side spin ball, you just have to make sure you don't overhit it. As much as I want to, I'm going to just do it at 0, wherever I'm at in my club. I brought an extra mile and a Kingmaker. I'm in Thorn. Where is something? There's Man. There's Max. There's Mid. I'm in Mid Club. Mid Thorn. 2.4 per ring. Hey, get where I can see you. .4, 4.9 divided by 2.4 is 2.1 rings. There's 1, 2. That's what I meant about snapping it off like that. I think I have to go back and watch that. I think I hit I overpulled that. I might have needed to take some wind off. That hill face is going up like this, and I was trying to hit right here, and I hit farther up. That's why I took a regular bounce instead of a rough bump. And the regular bounce made it change its deal. And it seemed like my rings were a little distorted, even though I was on that rough area. We got a shot here. It's definitely 2 shots in a row, because the first shot's no walk in the park. It's difficult to put yourself in the right position. We will have a benefit this week if we're having tailwind all week, where we don't have to deal with headwind days, because headwind can really throw that shot off or have to change our ball. Hole number 4, what is? Let me write down some notes for hole number 3. So hole number 3. And I don't really know what to do on the second shot yet, because I still haven't got it right. I need to go look at that. Alright, this is just blasted up there. Try and get it up there as far as we can. Now, I'm sure if you bring out a bigger ball that it will help you. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I don't have a lot of bigger balls. I like to save them for when they're strategically the best time to use them and not throw them away. So I'm going to use a Titan, the king of balls. That's right. You heard it here. Do 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 do. I go first. Do 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 do. I just leave that wind on there right there. Two rings great to the left. It's just about however much distance I can get. That is hell and gone away from that green. Hell and gone. Bigger ball would definitely help. Shit. I've got my bag with my cataclysm in it. Hopefully. Because I think that's a long shot. Extra mile. Kingmaker. It's got to be cataclysm. $441. I made it a little bit farther than them, and I still have a shit ton of way to go. Shit ton. $7.3. 7.3 divided by 1.8. 405. It's 405. Let's push that power back on. Just get over there into a recovery area. We still have work to do, but that is work that can be done. I would say definitely bringing out a power 5 ball on that hole would be beneficial. And still bringing a katana or a cataclysm. All right. That's got to be mid-club. Okay, there's max. There's mid. Mid-club. 6.7 divided by 2.4. 2.8 rings. There's 2, 8. Oh. Got to hit it perfect. All right, that seals the deal for what we're doing today. We're definitely not qualifying today, which is good. I needed a practice day where I could go through and actually take notes and not just walk through it. But there is something to be said about just being able to shoot minimum score. I mean, shit, you can't drop one off a minimum score. One shot did the whole hole, and it actually wasn't too bad. I got pretty much the most that I could get out of the ball that I had, and tanked it with one not perfect shot. In the hole. All right. I should have missed that putt and made it so that it would be easier not to qualify. Dun-dun-dun-dun. It only took 4 shots to get that done. That's bad. That's bad. It's a draw. And what's really bad is my opponent did the same thing. That's really bad. Real bad. Real. Hole number 5. Let's forget about hole number 4. What do we have for hole number 5? We got a par 4. Okay, we gotta focus on these par 4s. Par 4. Let's write that down. All right. I'm using an APOC. And a Kingmaker. I was doing a max overpower hook shot on this in my rookie account where I was aiming, I pulled out fully extended, and wherever my ball guide ran in, like dead center of my bullseye, where it met the transition between the fairway and the rough, that was my starting spot. Max topspin, max side spin, max curl. I took the wind out and was on the green in 1. I don't think I can get that done here. I'm just spitballing, but I don't think I can get that done. Maybe. I'm dubious. Let's see what we can get done with a power 3 ball. How many practice tokens do I have? I have 4. I want to save those I better save those for the round just to make sure, since we're practicing today anyways. Bunny Lynn. Oh, I got a buddy named Lynn. When I talk to him today, I'm going to have to ask him, hey, I played a guy today in Golf Clash. Or it could be a lady. With the name Bunny Lynn. Was that you? I'm 5 rings off of that transitional area. I'm going to be 6 rings off that transitional area. 6.2. 1.1 times 6.2 divided by 1.5. 454. Hitting it perfect. Getting some run out. That's about as close as I can get with a power 3 ball. Maybe a little closer, but that's pretty close. If I had a 4 side spin, a 4 power ball, and if I could get all of the top spin and all the side spin on, it is possible. That's why I went out 6 rings off of that transitional area, as I was trying to give myself separation from that tree, because where the tree was at and where I was set up, if you figure my line, I'm trying to cut this angle, I would have ran right into the tree. Rapier, max club. Lots of top spin. It is 5.5 divided by 1.2. 458. Let's say 4.6. There's 4, 5, 6. Hitting it perfect. Minus 0.1. Don't round up. Round down. That's the ticket on that. It's just round down. Arrgh. I think that shot right there, 6 rings off. 6 rings off into fairway. Max top spin, max left curl, left side spin, minus 0.1 to cup, at club. Into hole. All right, I got some notes for that hole. They're written down. The next time I play, I'll have some notes. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Look at that. Look at that. Jeez. Why would we want to do that to ourselves? It's almost like we want to get better each round. That's why these shootouts, like, you may or may not in the qualifying rounds, but in the weekend rounds, like exchanging that ball for a precision ball, or bringing out that, going for the shot that can get you on a one, you have to, because it's the people that are at the top are the ones that they had to go for it. And they made it. I got to not make it. What do I need to not make it? Something. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. All right. Now, just getting out here, you got a shot at it. You want to clear those trees, but there is a shot to try and get to that little pad. But I think you got to bring out a power 5 ball in order to do that. And I really don't want to do that here. And I think you can only do that in rookie. I think in pro, you've got to kind of come around. So I think you can off the island still bounce off of it in pro, but I think you got to do overpower, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to come over to the left and see if I can bring it down into this area. I'm not sure like where to set it up or what to do or what the thing is, but that's what I'm doing. And I really, really, really want to bring a different bag. I'm not using this bag at all, so let's set this bag up with the extra mile and the cataclysm, and then set this bag up with the APOC and the cataclysm. And let's bring a Kingmaker. No, I don't want to bring you. Maybe. I might want to bring that just because I have one, and that's a ball to get rid of. This is a good spot to get rid of it. I still got the 3 side spin. It's just the wind. And if we got the right wind, that wind might help me today. Here we go. Hole number 6. Let's take some notes. So I'm bringing an APOC and a Kingmaker. I know it's not a Kingmaker, but I'm looking at the side spin. Let's see what all of it can do. All of it will put me in the sand over there somewhere, I'm sure. I probably don't need all of it. Let's just do 5. And let's see which way that wind's blowing me. Right there. Right. Here we go. 2 rings great on the inside, 1 solid. I would have either had to take off more. I'll have to go back and watch that to see how I bounced through, because I think I bounced through pretty well. I was using the wind, so I was pinched up in this area where I was down there, and I was trying to find the wind angle that would push me into this fairway. That's why I set it up where I was set up. So I started just like my opponent with my red line here, but the ball actually pushed me out into, hey, quit moving it around, pushed me into this area so I could get it going forward. Just like their wind's going to push them along that line. So as long as they do the max overpower, even if they shanked it, they're going to end up on the fairway. That was every bit of 2 working on 3 rings great to the left. I think if they'd hit that perfect, though, they would have had a shot at that fairway. Okay, there's Max. Do 5.8 divided by 2. Straight up would be 2.9 rings. That's what I'm going to do. There's 2, 9. Hitting it perfect. See if that was an overpull. It didn't too bad. Maybe just a plus 5% or something. Close. I got a Spitfire as well. If they moved it over a little bit to the left and put on a little bit of right-hand spin, I think they could get right out the cup. It's hard to... I see a lot of people do that where they're making spin adjustments and they can't see what the spin adjustments are doing. And then when they get done, they can see like where their stuff's at instead of panning back from the ball. Panning back so they can see the ball guide as they adjust the ball. You see me do it all the time where I'm a little too close and I have to pan back and get the position where I can see it. And sometimes I leave it so I can just see a little window and I can see it when it pops out. Oh, I should have missed that putt. What the hell are you doing? I'm caught up in the rigmarole like I'm playing, like I'm really playing. In the hole. Good luck in the tournament, Callie. All right. Now I definitely need to tank 7, 8, 9. Unless we pick something up, then we. Now I set up a max overpower hook shot on this one as well because where our red line area in Ricky is right here, and so we're back in this area and trying to get around the band. I think I did a max overpower hook shot in pro and I figured it out and I ended up like down here in the rough, but I very easily could have ended up in the fairway and I think I know where the spot was. I think I do. I think I can remember. Maybe. Did I bring a power 3 ball? I think I did just bring a Kingmaker. Might have brought a Titan. A lot of times I'll practice those with a Titan because a Titan you may not need all of you could get it done with a Titan. I go first. 5. There's 10. There's 15. I was out here. Right there. I'm going to come off of that topspin. 1, 6, 3. It's a ring set. Let's see if that was the spot or if that was the spot for Ricky. I think that was the spot. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. Whoa down. Whoa down. I think I had plenty of room out there, and I have a lot of room in front of me. I put on 5 topspin. Hell, and that on the deal is if you put, okay, here's something. You look at wherever hell I'm at up there, and you look at my, like I'm here, and there's forward distance here in front of me where I could clear, and here's the rough, and I've got a lot of room in front of me. If I added on the extra topspin, you're looking straight ahead, but that extra topspin is going to pull me to the left, and like. So you may go, well, hell, you could have put it all on there. You have plenty of room. I may have been able to put a little bit more on there, but it's unlikely I could have put it all on there. And this is 0.9 times 5 divided by, where am I at my club? Right at max, right at min, right at mid. 1.1. 4.1 rings. There's 4.1. Isn't it perfect? Need to add wind on. This is where your eye tricks you. Your eye looks at it and you're like, hey, I'm uphill. And the rings are, I can get way down on the rings. I can tell that I'm uphill. We should be taking a little bit of wind off, and we should be adding some wind on that particular shot, because whoever the Playdemic employee is that punches in the variable numbers, they don't care what your eye sees. Now, I think there are some holes to bring out those precision balls on these second shots on this particular course, because there's a bunch of them that, like, we can't, it's hard to get on in one, but you can get in the sand or the rough right off the green in one. And hitting it up there and just trying to get into the sand or the rough right off the green, where if you hit it perfect, it goes in the hole and you bring out a 5 precision ball. It's pretty smart. See if my opponent can get it in. Oh, why didn't I miss that? I'm going to end up qualifying because I keep forgetting to tank my shots. Thin blue liners. All right, what do we have for 8? What do we have? All right, this is definitely, I've decided that this area down here where we have that shot going to the cup is, no matter how bad it is to get there and the shit that can go wrong, that is the spot. I tried hitting over here a couple times, and you can recover from over here. It is an option, but getting in the right spot on the drive, while it might be marginally easier than this, the second shot is definitely, I mean, you're working for 2 hard shots. There's no big payout. And I really think if you bring If you get to the right spot, you can bring a power 3 ball and it won't be a problem. But if you had a selection of power 4 balls, this might be a good hole to bring one. I do not. I do not have a big selection, so we're going to take that right there. Right there. Well, we might want to take that bag. I need more topspin. I can run all my topspin out and then work the wind out. I feel like I need to do a 20% on the drive. It feels like in Ricky I do like a 10, but the winds are bigger here, so I need to do a 20. That could be wrong. Could be. Could be. You never know. I'm not telling you what to do. Let's see if my opponent can get behind those trees over there. Now, if they use that wind to get themselves way up there, they are in big, big trouble. Unless they're really trying to pound it up there and trying to get on the other side of those trees, they are in big ass trouble. Big. They are not trying to overpower it. Yeah, they're in big ass trouble. Big. Unless there's some lane that I'm not seeing through those trees, they're in big trouble. Big trouble. Big. .65 divided by 2.1. 3.71 rings. There's 3, 5, 6, 7, 1. Isn't it perfect? I'll give you some suspense. We won't look at it. We won't see where it goes. We won't know. I'm stuck in the rough. Barely. I pulled back a little in the rough. And I did that 20%. And I probably only needed to do one or the other. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Now, I would aim it right there, and I would try and hook it and see if it would hook around that tree. That's your only option. No, blasting it through the tree is not going to work. At least it never does for me. And it didn't for him either. He was able to blast it through the trees, but did not get the distance. 1.1 times. I got plenty of window. .7 divided by 1.8. 348. We'll call it 3.5. There's 3.5. Isn't it perfect? I think I had a sliver of topspin on there, and I could have put on a sliver of backspin. I can't believe that my opponent brought out a power 5 ball to do that shot that they did over there. They obviously haven't hit over there before to know that that fairway pad that's over there, you can kind of slice it in half, and if you're on the back half, you can get over the trees, and if you're on the front half, the trees are in the way. If you're going to lay it up over there, you've got to lay it up short. And then you still have a ton, especially if you brought a 3 power ball, you have a ton of work to do still to get up on the green. If you brought out a power 5 ball, it would help you a little, but it is not good. Not good. I'm going to end up qualifying today, even though I missed that one shot because I have forgotten not to. Right, what are we on here? Hole number 9. Hole number 9. This is another shot that I could have swore I figured out a max overpower hook shot on, but I think in rookie, like doing the max overpower hook shot helps us a lot, but I'm not sure in pro. I think in pro I might just be able to do a max curl shot to try and get myself up in this area. I think I can. I think. We're going to bring that number 1 bag, even though my number, I might bring my number 4 or 5 bag. The wood's not really going to play a factor here. I don't get as much top spin with my APOC as I do with my extra mile, but we'll see if I can, we'll see what I can get done. We'll see. I didn't write down any notes for those last 2 holes. I was too busy, too engrossed playing them. I think Playdemic really likes these weeks where they have these tournaments set up where it's nothing but par 4s and par 5s because of the ball sales. Let's see what I can get. Let's see. 4, 5. There's 5. And let's push that forward distance back on there. Not much, but a little. Can't put a lot of curl on it. And the 1 ring grate to the right kind of helped me. You can't put a lot of curl on it because the second bounce was right there, that bounce. You can easily swing that bounce over. Power 5 topspin boost ball, I think you can get on. With an APOC. You can see where my distance is. The power 5 ball is going to put you halfway closer to the green, and then 2 or 3 topspin on top of that, you're good to go. You might have to do, I don't know that because of where you'll start off at, I don't even think you'd have to work out a max overpower hook shot. You could probably just do a max curl shot. My opponent is nice. And once again, our eyes telling us that that's an uphill shot, so we should be taking a little bit of wind off, but that's not necessarily the truth. There's Min. There's Max. So I'm at Max. .1 times 1.1 divided by 0.9, 745. There's 5, 6, 7, 50. Isn't it perfect? Almost. The last time I took that shot, I took a little bit of wind off. I took 10% off, and at max it's 0.9 per ring, so it's 0.9 times the wind divided by 0.9, so it was just a wind, and I didn't pull it enough, if I remember correctly. So I added on 10% on the max and then pulled the 0.9, and still didn't add on quite enough. Close, maybe 15% at max. I'm trying out some. What's frustrating me about these markers down here that I put in here, these little tick lines, I'm trying to get used to them. I'm trying to see if there's something I can do down there. I tried to put in just a dot, and I need to go through the coding on that Material Q program and see if there's a code for a dot where I can just put a little tick mark down there. But I can't get them any closer together. It won't let me do half pixel. At least it wouldn't let me use a decimal point, so I have to go in there and make sure there isn't some other deal. So I tried to put in 0.5 or 1.5, and that didn't work. I think it has to be whole numbers. So that's as close as they can get together. Unfortunately. All right, there you have it. Just a measly 12. Just a measly 12. That's not even minimum score. Minimum score is 13. I dropped one. So we do have some opportunities to go out there and pick stuff up. We do. There's lots of opportunities. I'm not sure that there are a few, if the wind's right and we catch it right, where we can get on in one. I think there was at least 2 of the par 4s. Like if we go look at those holes. This one here, if the wind's blowing right and we bring out the right ball and we got the right club, we could get on in one through the trees, and that could be some pretty low hanging fruit. So there's one. Otherwise we're looking at, so that'd be 2. Is this a par 5? 3, 4, 5. And we do have a pretty good opportunity on that one as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 is what we're looking at for minimum score. Minus 14. Baby. Is that really a 14? So there's one. Let's count this again. Make sure I'm not wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. 13's the minimum. And we do have opportunities to pick shots up. Is that right? Is that right? I probably still got it wrong. All right, I have no idea, but it seems like there are a few holes. Hole number 1. Sorry, my wife came in, and I forgot where I was at. Number 1. We have a shot there, but that's not like a gimme. That we still got that hole's got a lot of work to do on it. That hole's. Now I was on and 1 on this hole, so you can get this hole done. So there's 2. If you bring out the right stuff. I wasn't on in 1 today, but there's 2 that we have a shot at on top of those. So it could be a pretty good week. This hole right here is going to eat so many people's lunch. I'm gonna predict that of all, if you look through your weekend bracket of all of the holes that people had problems on, this hole right here will be the number one in the tournament, where they struggled, and right towards the end they dropped a shot. We do have a shot on this one. I think if we bring out the right stuff, we can get up in here or in the sand. This is a good spot for a precision Power 5 ball. But I think if we brought the right stuff with a topspin boost ball, we could get up here. We could. All right, there you go. That was what was not supposed to be a qualifying round, but ended up being a qualifying round for pro. We'll see where we go. We'll see if I can improve over the weekend round. What are the scores up at the top right now, just out of curiosity? Wrong one, sorry. Be this one. What are the top scores? 14. I think the 13, 14, like, if it's 13's the minimum score, and 14, we should be looking at, if we can pick those two shots up, we're at 15, working from that. So I wouldn't be surprised in the weekend round if we're not at 16, where you're picking up anywhere from 2 to 3 shots. It'll be fun. Thanks for watching. I will see. I'm gonna, as soon as I get in here, I'm gonna go grab some coffee, and then I'm gonna start the a Ricky round, and we'll go from there. See if I can qualify today. I do have notes for 5 of the holes for Ricky, so I will watch video. Actually, what I'll do is I'll watch some video and finish it off. I'll watch the scouting report, and then I will go play around. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. I always say that at the end. I've been saying it at the end of the videos. I don't bug you throughout the videos or give you 5-minute freaking ads telling you what a great deal it would be. But you know the deal. Thanks for watching.